Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to make an attempt at making that little pouch that we got in one of our goodie bags, and I don't remember who sent it right off the top of my head. Sorry about that. If I find who sent it, I will put their name across here, but you know who you are. But just as I said that we never get envelopes that big, I happened to get one yesterday. This is just a little donation thing that we do, and I got this. And what I have done is I've gone ahead and opened it up. Now I don't know how exactly they did theirs, but I'm just going to do mine the best way that I know how. Now I'm going to use Diane Wakely's Media. This is gel medium. This is the soft gel, and it's in matte. It's not shiny, it's in matte. You can use a lot of different things. There are Ranger that has the gel medium. There's oh gosh, there's all different kinds, but this is just happens to be the one that I have in my stash. And well, this is by Ranger, but Diane Wakely actually made this one. But there's lots of different kinds out there. You could probably also use just a PVA glue and do it that way. This is like a glue and a gel all together. So, well, what I need to do first is I'm going to cover the inside with book pages. So I'm just going to tear some different pieces of book page. I think that's the way they did. We'll see. I'm just tearing them random, all different sizes, shapes and forms. Newspaper would also look pretty done this way too, I think. I have done newspaper like this. This is just basically collaging. You could use Mod Podge for this. Like I said, there's lots of different mediums that you can use for this. I just have a little glass mat down just so that I don't get my surface so sticky. And I just put a layer down. Now this is how I do when I cover. Like I said, I don't know exactly how they did, but this is just what we're going to do. Now I'm going to put mine outside the edge, and then I'll go back and trim it off. And I am going to overlap, and then I come back on top with a little bit of gel medium, and that seals all of those little edges down. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. I may either speed it up, or I don't know, I may just skip through it. I don't know which, but you will see parts of it, and then when I come back, all of this will be covered. This is all we're doing right here. It's just laying some pieces down, then I go back over the top with just a little bit of gel medium. Then I lay another piece down, go back, and just lay them in different ways. You know, lay one way and another one another way. And this stuff goes a long way too, so you don't have to keep adding. Most of the time I add too much. Of course, you know that I am a little bit glue heavy, but you don't have to add that much in order to get it to stick. As you can see, I'm still using what's on my brush, and it's still doing. Now you will have to let this dry, and it'll take it just a little bit dry. It doesn't take it long, but it takes it a little bit. But if you let it dry before you start on it, then you can work with it a lot better. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cover all of this, and then we'll be back. I think we've got it on everywhere, and then I just went back, and some of those little plain strips I just put here and there. Just, I mean, this is going to be on the inside, it doesn't matter, but that just adds a little bit of strength to it. And you just need to go back through and make sure everything is glued down well on all the edges. And then I'm not going to trim this off until all of this dries. So let's see, I think I've got one more little spot right here that I'm going to add a little bit more to. After it dries a little bit, I'm going to flatten it out with some books, and then we will start on the inside. Now, I did leave my window open right now. I think I'm going to leave it open, but we'll see. We will see. I'm just going to, and I'm going to cover the outside with a napkin, one of the napkins that you guys sent me. So, and I just reached in and pulled one out, so I don't know who it come from, but you'll know when you see it, most likely. All right, let's let this dry, and then we'll come back and start again. Okay, the inside is kind of dry. It's not completely, and I did use my heat tool to speed it up because I'm so impatient. And it's almost flat. Right here there was a little bit of pucker, and I went ahead and cut that little plastic out there. I can put another piece of plastic on, but it was making it pucker a lot, so I went ahead and cut that out. You can cut that out, and then if you need to, you can iron this. I'm not going to iron it. I've just kind of flattened it out as I have heated it up. So I'm going to heat this right here just a little bit and see if it'll flatten out a little bit more. And I just kind of iron it with my finger and my hand. Just take something. Don't burn yourself, but a lot of times it'll flatten out if you just rub over it a little bit. Okay, we're going to turn it back over this way. While it's hot, I'm just going to press it down. So that's pretty flat. That's good enough for me. And then we're just going to use our scissors, and I'm going to trim around the edges. Just trim that little bit of excess off. And I would use my big scissors on this, but I'm having some major problems with my thumb and my arthritis, so I'm having to use my little scissors on this today. I've got a little brace that I can wear, but I don't like to wear it filming. It gets in my way. There we go. So I'm just trimming right along the edge. There we go. That's good enough. Okay, now we are going to put our napkin down. I'll tell you first off, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and try to fold that up. Now I want this edge right here to be even when we fold it, so that it'll be a little even pouch. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that off even before we do anything else. Get my fold in there. Yeah. Okay, let's find our ruler. I'm just going to lay it down here and then just mark that spot. Let's see. I want to try to get it as even as I can. This is not something you have to do. This is just me needing to be a little bit more precise this morning. Okay, I think I'm going to trim it right there. That looks like it will be pretty even. So I'm just going to take my pencil. I'll mark it. I could just go ahead and cut it. Let's just go ahead and cut it. Whoops, one little piece. There we go. Now we have that top nice and even, and these little flaps are going to fold in, and then this glue back to it, so you don't have to worry so much about them right now. Okay, let's go ahead and try to do our napkin on the outside. Now this is the napkin that I'm going to use, and I have took it down to one layer, but as you can see, I can still see all of that writing through there, and I really don't want to see that. So let's see what we're going to do. If I put it there, okay, I really don't mind that you can see that little kid, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know, I'm still seeing more than I want to see. So what are we going to do? I may just go ahead and cover this and then put my napkin down, and I'll probably just go ahead and put some book page over it. So I'm really not liking that life insurance there. And the book page will then show through the napkin, so that'll be fine, and it'll make it a lot stronger, so I don't mind that at all. Alright, we have got all of our layers on this, and I'm going to let this dry, and I don't know that I'm going to use my heat tool on this. I may just let it dry and then come back when it has completely dried, and I will trim out around my window, and then we'll put our napkin down. I could go ahead and put the napkin down now, but I want to wait till this dries and kind of flatten it out a little bit more, especially right in here. It's kind of lumpy, so I want to wait till it dries and flatten it out a little bit more. So I don't have to wait till it completely dries. I just want to wait till it dries enough that I can trim out there, because we're going to wet this again when we start to put our napkin down anyway. So I just want to get that part right there flattened out a little bit before I put my napkin on there. Alright, this is dry enough and flattened out. I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of this matte medium on here, and then I'm going to put my napkin on, and I hope I'm going to do it right. This will be my first. Well, I've done one napkin before, but this will be my first like this, so we'll see if we get it on there. And I don't mind, I know a lot of you like them straight. I don't mind if mine has wrinkles in it. I think that adds too, but if you don't want wrinkles, I guess don't do like I'm doing because I'm sure mine's going to have some wrinkles. Okay, just made sure that was covered really well, all the way up to the edges. And the moment of truth, here we go. Okay. And I did not iron my napkin, so I have a little brayer here. I'm just going to brayer it down. got a few little tiny bubbles in there, but I think I can get those out. And I don't know if you're supposed to wait, but I'm going to go ahead and put another layer on top. And as I do that, I can smooth out, I think, hopefully. Hopefully. I know all you guys, all you guys are out there that do napkins all the time going, oh my gosh, what a mess. Come on, lady. But, you know, you learn by doing, and I'm not afraid to try. So, if this works, great. And if it doesn't work exactly like I want, I can always try again. But so far, to me, it looks pretty good. And I'm just kind of smoothing from the inside out. Real easy. I'm not pressing down on my brush. There we go. And now I am going to leave that to dry. I am not going to try to dry it with my brush. I'm not going to try to dry this because I don't know what it would do to the napkin. So I'm going to leave it to dry. And then we'll come back and see what we have. But I think it's pretty so far. And then I'm going to cut my little opening out there when that gets dry. And then I'll put a piece of acetate behind that. And who knows what will slide down in there. Alright, I'm going to leave this to dry and we will come back in a little while and finish this up. Alright, this is nice and dry. Now, I still have a little bit of pucker right here. I could iron that and probably get most of it out, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not really hurt, so don't worry about my hand. I just have a lot of arthritis in my thumb, and sometimes it gets to bother me real bad when I have typed all day or whatever, and I have to put on my little brace here, but so I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Alrighty, we're going to put a little bit of glue around through here. Okay. And I'm just going to keep it away from the window. I don't think this would have done this had I not used an envelope that had a window. But I kind of wanted to, so that's what I used. Just trial and error. Like I said, if this one doesn't turn out too great, I can always do another. Now, I am not going to press that toward the opening. I'm going to pull it away just so that I don't get that glue in my little window there. Okay. Alrighty. So there is our little window, and I'll probably have to clean that off really good when it dries, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. When all of that dries around it, I'll clean it off. Now, I've seen some people wet this and tear those off, and I know that's fine, but I think I'm going to try to just trim it. My wetting and tearing, I would probably end up pulling way too much off, so I'm going to try this in the beginning. I may do that later once I get a little bit more used to the napkins. Okay. And I'm going to save those pieces of napkins because I can use those in different collages, and when I make more clusters, I can use those in clusters. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and anything that's loose right here on the side where these little flaps are, I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off because these little flaps are what's going to hold our envelope together. They don't need to have the tissue on them. If they do, that's fine, but if it's loose, I'm just going to cut it off. Like most of that right there is loose, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay. Now I'm going to move this sticky piece, and then I'm just going to clean this just a little bit on the inside. Right, so that's the way it's going to look. I kind of like that. Now I want to make sure that I get these sides folded in where they need to be. Okay, we have all of those pieces folded. I'm going to go ahead and put glue on here. I may go back and stitch it later, but I think right now I'm just going to put a good amount of glue on these tabs and glue this closed. Now I will tell you that putting the matte medium on the tissue or the napkins makes them a lot stronger, so you don't have to worry about touching them and all of that. I've got a little white place over here. I don't know if I might have accidentally pulled that when I cut it, or if that was, I don't think it was a white place on the napkin, but I may fill that in later when everything else is said and done. Now I still have, and I'll show you, I still have that little bow right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit this under some heavy books, and I'm going to leave it under the heavy books for a good while. But I'm going to go ahead and just burnish those edges down really well, like that. And then I may, if I can find some washi that kind of matches, I'll run some washi around the top. I will look and see if I have some that matches. If I don't, I may run some lace around the top. We'll see what I've got. But I love that window. Now we can put something else in there underneath to show up. Let's see what we might have. We could even put a piece of this in there. Put a piece of that in there. Ooh, I like that. But I think, let's see. I think what I want to do, I like the book pages, but I'm thinking that I might use something else behind there, like a floral piece or something like that. I don't know if I have anything right here or if I have to print something off. I don't have anything right there. I probably will print something else off to put right there. I may just put some butterflies in there. Who knows? If I can get some small butterflies, I'll just attach those in there and make them look like they're floating. And that can be my little window opening there. Okay. Alright, I think I'm going to stitch this around the edges. And then we'll find some washi and put some washi at the top if I have any that matches. If not, then we'll just come back and put some lace around that top. Alright, so next one, I've done my interlock stitch around the edges. And the next one that I do, I will definitely stitch around through here and I'll stitch whatever I'm going to put at the top on before I close up the sides. I should have done that and I didn't, but that's okay. We can do the next one that way. We're learning on this one. Now, I'm going to probably just use this washi. It's the closest that I have to matching, and it doesn't really match, but it has flowers in there. So I'm probably going to use that one to just put across the top. I'm going to see what it looks like. Yeah, I think it'll look okay. But I am going to glue this down because this is not, this washi doesn't have a lot of stickiness on it. So we're going to glue this down. And I'm just going to run a little bead of my art glitter glue along here. And try my best to get it as even as possible. I can always trim off the ends, so I'm not worried about that. Just want to get this pretty even. Let's see. That's pretty good. Not going to be perfect, but that is just because we are doing it, but it's going to be close. And that's all I'm concerned with. I don't have to have perfect. All right, I am going to trim this off right here at the end, just like that. And I'm going to trim this one off. And then I'm just going to open this up and run another bead of glue down through here. And see, this would have been much, much easier to do had I done it before I sewed the sides up. I think I was just anxious to sew. And so I closed my sides up before I should have. Alright, so there's our washi on there. And I still haven't decided what I want to put in this window yet, so I'm just going to leave it as is for now. I'm going to take a little piece of this washi tape that we put around the top, and I'm just going to bring it down here, just to kind of bring that washi from up there down at the bottom, or down close to the bottom. Put it across there, and then I'm going to put this little tag from one of our digital kits. It just says memories, and we're going to put that right there. Okay, and then I think I'll just put a couple of pieces of bling, and that'll be all. I don't want to do too much to the front because it's already pretty just as is. So give me suggestions in the comments below as what you would put behind this window right here. I'd like to know what you think, because I've got 1,000 things running through my mind, but I don't know which one I want to do. So let me know what you would do there. And I think when it dries a little bit more, it's still a little bit wet. When it dries a little bit more, I think I will take my black marker and I'll go around through there and make it look like faux stitching, just so that it'll look like it was stitched around. But I think that's all I'm going to do right now. That is our little pouch. And it's going to be nice and strong once everything dries. Right now, like I said, it's still drying, still a little bit wet to the touch. But once this dries, it's going to be nice and strong. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. Please leave in the comments below what your ideas would be to put behind this little window right here, or if you would just leave it as is. So let me know about that. And we're going to experiment some more with all of these napkins and do some other things. That is just my take on the little pouch that someone sent the other day in one of the goodie packs. I think it's really cute. I love how you can see that book page through the napkin. That's pretty. And that napkin went on very, very smooth with that gel medium. And it's going to be very strong. I can tell already by the way it feels. Okay. All right, so that is it. We will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed to our channel. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.